have you ever wondered what the most popular build is on Hunter? Well, I also wondered this and did some digging. Using Light.gg's loadout database tool, we can look up the equip rates of all build elements across a number of activities. So I had the idea of combining all the most used exotics, fragments, perks, and whatnot to create the ultimate John Hunter build, and to see what it can do in a solo conquest strike to see if the community is on track with its most used build. Let's get into things. To start things off, let's begin with our subclass. At 51.5% usage rate, Prismatic is the most used subclass on Hunter. Now, let's see the actual subclass itself. For our super, we are running Shadow Shot Deadfall, sitting in at a 28.98% usage rate. For our class ability, we are using Gambler's Dodge. There's no analytics on this, but I'd assume it is Gambler's Dodge. The most used jump is Prismatic's Triple Jump at 50.16%. Our most used melee is Threaded Spike at 18.07% usage rate. Our most used grenade is Grapple at 32.32% usage rate. For our aspects, we are running Stylish Executioner, which has a 32.12% usage rate, and Ascension, which has a 36.71% usage rate. For our fragments, this exact setup has a 0.86% usage rate on Prismatic, which has Faceted Protection for damage resist when enemies are nearby, Faceted Purpose to get Void Overshield because we have a super on when we pick up an orb, and Faceted Dawn so we get Radiant when we use our Threaded Spike, and Hope to help us get our class ability back faster. So, on to our exotic. The most used exotic on Hunter is Fortune's Favor, sitting at a 23.66% usage rate. Now, for weapons, you're never gonna believe this, but let's start with heavies. The most used heavy on Hunter in Destiny 2 is the Sullen Claw, sitting at a 9.46% usage rate. The most used energy weapon on Hunter is the High Tyrant, sitting at a 7.61% usage rate. And you're never gonna believe this. You're never gonna guess it. Are you gonna guess it? Nah, you would never. The number one most used kinetic weapon on Destiny 2 on Hunter is the Praxic Blade. I know. I'm depressed too. The Praxic Blade is the most used kinetic weapon on Hunter, sitting at a 45.68% usage rate. Holy crap. My god. So, for this build, using the most popular, most equipped items in Renegades for Hunter, I am using a pretty middling stat setup with low health, 100 melee, 100 grenades, 70 super, 100 class, 100 weapons, so that none of these stats are really carrying. They're just making the build function and making the elements actually work together. And for our mods on our armor, we're just running a basic mod setup, as there are no analytics for what are the most used mods in the game. For our artifact, I am just using a bunch of sword mods because the most used weapon inside of Destiny 2 on Hunter is swords. At a 73.54% usage rate, swords are the most used weapons on Hunter. So yeah, we got the sword artifact going and everything is going just fine. So the way I see this build working is just Fortune's Favor giving us a damage buff, and then us using Praxic Blade to get weakened and whatever, go invisible, stylish. Honestly, I see that a lot of hunters actually run this build. I've seen this build in the wild a few times. I mean, go figure, right? It's the most equipped build in the game. But I want to see, is it actually good? So let's run a just normal conquest arms dealer and see, well, is the most equipped, most used hunter build in the game actually good? Let's find out. Alrighty, let's see what it can do, eh?
Good morning, everybody. Palm Beach Pete from sunny Florida.
All right. Live thoughts. Live thoughts after the run. Wow, that was bad. Wow, that was bad. Guys, I rate this build stop using swords out of 10. All right? Now this build was garbage. This build was garbage. People need to know that Fortune's Favor is a DPS exotic. It is not for survivability. It is not for ad clear. It is for DPS. You drag it to a Nightfall. I think Fortune's Favor was active maybe once, right? Like, this exotic did nothing. I may as well have had, like, no exotic equipped that entire time. Praxic Blade, goated as ever, but here's the problem. Praxic Blade plus Soul and Claw, I have no DPS outside of throwing the Praxic Blade at an enemy. Pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. The subclass itself is built right. It's built okay. I have no problems with the way the subclass is built. I have a problem with the exotic, and I have the problem with the weapons. I was actually surprised with the High Tyrant. I actually really liked it. I didn't know it would do that much damage, and it did well with ad clear. Maybe I'll use it again sometime. But yeah. My final review on the highest usage rate build in Destiny 2 for Hunters is you guys gotta get better at this, man. You gotta get better than this. Almost half the game's content or more, this build just won't work, cause Fortune's Favor won't activate. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Just put on the Hoyle Set Arachne and call it a day. Am I right? Put on the the Syntho Hoyle, call it a day, combo grapple, you know what I mean? But yeah, hope you enjoyed. It's been a while, and have a good day. Thank you for being a member, Davey, Maya, Zephyr, Frog Cat Dog, Rimu, Easties, Pukang Kang, Tanner White, Seppuku Angel, Second Minx, Equitas, Juker, The Zesty Lime, Nighty K, Kai Rain, Vinny Rotten, Danny Luciano, Brainrot, Oaxis, Kazuhira, Cosmilk, BKL Finest, Chris Dodge, Love Hate J, Mr. Spartan, Snakes Makes No Sense, Big Business, R17A, Get Vectored, Tuna, Alley Cat, Vaughn, Other Siddle, Laser George MM1291, Gigi Poe, The Spider Bite, Emery, Wet Sock, Unbox Combo Nando, Distracted by Nature, Almond Nut Milk, Loze Fishivishive, Flabo1, Riesel, Hua, Allpsych, Soapy Soap, Calypso, William XMS, Dr. Glitchy. Thank you so much for being members.